when you have an Obama, Pelosi, and the rest of the hooligans up there going to run this country, we got to have our head examined. It's time that you two are representing us, and we are mad. So go get them.
I think I got the message.
All right, well, he's mad, and he wants John McCain to ramp it up, fearing a Democratic win would push America closer to socialism, he says. What does he expect to see in tomorrow night's debate? Ron Weisflog, who you just saw in that tape, joins me now from Milwaukee. Ron, very good to have you.
Hey, Mr. Caruto. I hope you can let me call you Neil.
That's fine. I'm honored. You know, you were very feisty. A lot of folks who followed the McCain campaign said if the candidate could say what you said, he'd be off to the races. Do you fault him for not being able to say what you said?
Well, no. I'm really upset with the American people, Neil, that they don't get it. So I'm not going to question what he does. I found that meeting was a lot more meaningful to me than what you're probably going to get out of it. But the reality really is this. The American people don't get it. The pill they're trying to be sold is wrong. So when I look at it, I have 21 grandchildren. I don't want them to live under socialism. And I see this country going there. How come this market, if you don't mind me continuing,
sure.
How come it goes to blazes, if you can answer me, you're the genius guy on that side, how come it goes to blaze all in 5 weeks before the election? Well, I don't have the answer for that, and I know my pay grade's better than some people's, I suppose. But the reality is the American people have to wake up. They're being sold this pill that has all these things around it. Well, I don't buy it.
Well, Ron, let me ask you then. I know you were criticizing this socialist bent in our country, and yet your very candidate isn't totally against spending some money, some big money, $300 billion to help folks behind on their mortgages. He's got another $50+ billion he was planning today. It's not as if he's against doing some of the things that alarm you.
Well, let me put it this way. The guy from Sun-Times interviewed me right after that. Now you're getting me a little fired up here.
Sorry, I don't want that to happen.
The reality is this. Yes, he has some ways of solutions that I might not agree with. But the reality is he's giving it back to the people, not to the crooks that took it. Pelosi, Reid, Schumer, Dole, Frank. You got to be kidding me. You want to put Obama in with these crooks? That's what they are. They took our money.
All right,
they took the Americans' hard-earned money.
All right, but your views of those Democratic leaders notwithstanding, Ron, now many argue that the financial companies that got in trouble, they're the crooks, and both of the candidates are giving them money to get them back on their feet. How do you feel about that?
I'm not happy with it at all. And I know the financial institutions did wrong. But they were shoved down their throat with Acorn and the rest of it. They kept pushing and pushing for, hey, no collateral, no nothing, let me take care of you. Well, isn't that the giveaway program we're talking about, Neil? You explain to me what socialism is or not. When you give it away and you keep giving it away, where are you going to keep getting it from?
Well, you raise a very good point, Ron, as we have here. But let me ask you this then. If you were president, Ron, and a lot of people were pushing your candidacy after that appearance, by the way, but if you were president,
I'm impressed.
There you go. If you were president,
I got more experience than Obama does.
Well,
I ran something. He hasn't.
Let me ask you
But he's giving out money, and he's going to keep giving out money.
But would you, for people who are behind on their mortgages, Ron, would you say that some of them, maybe a lot of them, should be rescued, should be bailed out?
Well, the American people have to understand this, and this is my opinion. Bailout is a word about giving something away from nothing. I will not accept that. I think you could sit down, Neil, and say, here I have a loan in front of me. On this loan, these people have a home. They lost a lot of money. Can they make the payments, and you can help them out and say, okay, you are going to pay off that whole bill, but we're going to make it more reasonable for you to make the payments, not give them money now, maybe lower it or but eventually they have to go back and pay the note. That's helping the people out, not throwing them out of their homes, because not only did the banks took advantage, all the appraisers, everything. It was a field day.
Well, you're right. There's a lot of blame to go around. So you were telling John McCain, look, you got to put the pedal to the metal. I'm just kind of paraphrasing here. You got to bring your fighting game. If he does not, if he performs as he has in the last 2 debates, not that he did a horrible job, but some say he didn't really bring the passion to each night. What do you think's going to happen, Ron?
Well, Neil, I've got the passion. And there's a lot of Americans that are looking at me right now, I hope, that wake up and start saying, I've got the passion. Let's take it to them. Now, the American people have to wake up and take it to them. Not just John McCain or Sarah Palin. How about the rest of us that have been taken advantage of? When do we stand up and do something? Well, folks, wake up. My 21 grandchildren are not going to live in our socialism, whether it's one way or the other. We might have to help them out for a little while, but they're going to pay us back. And then when they pay it back, it goes back to the people and not to that group up there on the hill that'll end up spelling it. They'll just spill it out on another program.
All right.
Well, keep throwing the money up in the air, but don't help us out, huh? Why don't they put jobs back in, build nuclear plants?
All noted. Ron, I think you're coming out of your shell. I got a better idea where you're coming from now. Always good having you. Thank you very much for coming on.
Well, I appreciate being on your program. I hope I was some help.
You were in a big way. Ron, thank you very, very much.
Well, have a great day.
As should you.
You're a great American. Keep it up.
Thank you, as are you, sir. Ron, I appreciate it.